back, everyone. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of the 2004 AP2 Honda S2000. First, I'm going to give you guys a tour of the interior and then a little bit of the exterior, and we're going to go for a drive. Let's get started. Alright, before we begin the tour, I wanted to give you guys a little history on the car. The Honda S2000 was first shown as a concept car in 1995 at the Tokyo Motor Show and began production in 1999. The first generation to come out of Honda's factories was the AP1 and was equipped with an inline-4 F20C motor with VTEC making 237 horsepower and 153 pound-feet of torque at 8,300 RPM. And it was known for its absurd redline of 9,000 RPM. This S2000 behind me is the AP2, which began production in 2004 as a facelifted version of the AP1. The differences between the AP2 and the AP1 lie in the engine, subframe, and the gearbox, where the engine was increased to a displacement of 2.2 liters, but the redline was decreased to 8,200 RPMs. There's a few suspension redesigns, and in the gearbox, the AP1 had brass synchronizer rings, while the AP2, Honda opted for carbon fiber synchros. It's pretty cool, right? Alright, before we get on the interior tour, I want to show you guys the trunk. Alright, being a two-seater sports car, the trunk is small, but Honda was kind enough to supply a donut spare tire in case you ran into a flat at any time. Alright, beginning the interior tour at the driver's seat, it's very apparent that the S2000 is a driver's car. The AC and radio controls are exclusively available to the driver, and the dash displays a large tachometer as well as a digital speedometer. It makes sense that there wouldn't be too many creature comforts, keeping in mind that this is a two-seater sports roadster focused on driving experience. Alright, the first item I wanted to point out about the interior is that there was no real glove box in front of the passenger seat. Instead, Honda created two small storage cubbies in each door and two more storage cubbies in the back. As you can see, so you have plenty of space despite not having a glove box. The second notable item I wanted to point out was that Honda was so focused on making this a driver's car that they put a cover over the radio so the driver wouldn't fidget with it while driving. This is also why the radio controls are easily accessible to the driver. Alright, moving on to the center console. As you can see, there's an upgraded shifter and there is a small cup holder. But when you're in the S2000, you probably wouldn't want any drinks in here anyway. Alright, the last feature of the S2000 I want to show you guys is the fast folding top. So, to release the top, just release both clips, one on each side, and pull the roof operation button back. Alright, now to close the roof, just push the button forward. And reclip both sides like this. And it's that easy, the fast folding top. Alright, the final thing I want to touch on are the things that the S2000 has that make it a joy to drive and listen to. It has a stock intake, but it's very pronounced when you drive. And it has handmade Fortune Auto coilovers as well as an NVIDIA test pipe. Let's get a clip of the exhaust. Now that we've gotten interior and exterior tours, let's go for a drive. Alright guys, beginning the driving tour. I actually borrowed this car from my friend. I'll link his Instagram below. I'd appreciate it if you follow him and give him some love. Alright, with this being a small two-seater sports car, some sacrifices in comfort had to be made. First, the ride is very stiff, as it should be, but if you have to drive this every day, you definitely have a tough time in terms of comfort. And second, the interior, even with the top up, is still very noisy, and a lot of wind and road noise gets in. It'd probably be kind of tough to have a conversation with the passenger. Alright, moving on, the AP1s didn't have much lower end torque to begin with, and with the AP2s, Honda increased the displacement to 2.2 liters. And despite that, this starting up still takes a lot more effort than it would be with the stick car with more low end torque. The S2000 also lacks any traction control system, allowing for full driver control with minimal computer input. Despite the lack of comfort and advanced features, the S2000 boasts a near 50-50 weight distribution, and it has a Torsen LSD. These two traits, combined with the super nimble steering and the mid-engine setup, allows the S2000 to make up for any lack of comfort by giving an amazing driving experience, as a sports car should. The best part of the S2000 is how well the handling, high-revving VTEC engine, and the gearing work together. You can throw it into curves at higher speeds that many cars can't match. The handling is absolutely amazing, and the high-end torque feels amazing and exciting when it hits. Keep in mind, the AP1 was designed to be as close to a race car as it could. With the AP2, the feeling is still there. Let's do a few pulls. If you're looking for a car that can be tame in traffic, yet tear it up at the track, the S2000 is the one for you. If you're looking for an S2000 with even more track prowess, go for the AP1. Alright guys, that's about it for the drive review. Let's go back outside the car. Alright guys, that was it for this review of the S2000. If you like this video, leave a like and consider subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching.